What is up, guys? So today we're going to talk about what it's like living in Doncaster and just have a little bit of a waffle, talk about other things as well. Now, I was watching the news yesterday and it was on the news that Doncaster now it's the second most violent place to live in the whole of England, and it also has the second worst sex crimes in England as well. Now, the sex crimes thing, we all know what that's about. It's the mass immigration, it's all the gangs, the Ahmeds, the Mohammeds. They've all got the little grooming gangs and they do all that sort of stuff. So that really doesn't surprise me. And if you go to Donny now, it's just a sea of immigrants. Nobody really speaks English anymore. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me. But it's also one of the most violent places in England, which I keep telling people. And everybody knows I'm one of the top G's in Doncaster. So I try to keep all the nasty people out, because I don't let everybody in. But what I will say is, if you are looking to come to Donny, then come and see me and just bring probably like 2 or 3 packs of pickled onion Monster Munch, and we'll see what we can sort out. But anyway, I've been getting a bit of stick in the comment section. I don't usually get troll comments, but because I publicly backed Brett, now I've been getting little troll comments. I got it yesterday. See, every morning I go out on my bike, not every morning, but say about 5 times a week. I'll go out on my electric bike and I'll go past, because the prison's only 10 minutes from me, so I'll drive past the prison and I'll go down and I'll poke my nose in, see if there's out happening, see if there's anyone under siege or if there's any coppers there. And I'll do a video there now and again. I did one yesterday, and all the comments, well, not all of them, but there was comments, look at this soft lad wearing a helmet, because he had me bike helmet on. Because of course I did. It's fucking one of the worst places to live. Every day it's just to see a chorus of ambulances and police cars. And even yesterday we had 3 teenage kids got killed in an accident. You've got drug dealers whizzing round just like idiots, going through red lights. So of course I'm going to wear a helmet. And there's people saying, look at this soft lad. Yeah, I'm the soft lad for wanting to be safe. But that's the sort of thing I'm getting now. And like I say, it's all because I supported Brett. Of course I'm going to support him. The guy, he's from Doncaster. I met him in prison a while ago, 15 years ago, only for a couple of days. But this is why I was supporting him. Because when I met him in prison, he was all right with me. He was sound, and he had a reputation as a violent prisoner. He'd been starred up for being violent. His hand was broke from fighting. So I'm thinking, yeah, this guy, he's a tough guy. He's a fighter, obviously. So he's having a back and forth with Danny, and everyone's like, oh, he's scared of Danny, and I'm saying he's not scared of Danny. There's no way. This guy's a violent guy. He's a big aggressive lump. He's not scared of no one. So I made videos talking about it, and we all saw what happened. He didn't show up. And so now everybody's like, oh, you said he was a fighter. Well, that's what I said based on what I'd seen. So, and plus he's from Doncaster. I would back anyone from Doncaster. What am I going to do? Back Danny Christie when he lives 300 miles away and I've never met him. So if there was somebody, a footballer from Donny who was good at football and he made a channel talking about football, playing football, and it was blowing up, then I'm going to support him. I'm going to say, oh yeah, this kid's wicked at football, he's really good, because I like seeing people succeed. So I'm going to show support. So that's what I did with Brett, and we all saw what happened. It kind of backfired and left me looking a bit stupid. So whatever, in the words of any shit YouTuber, it is what it is. But yeah, I've been getting a few little trolley comments, and I might be doing a podcast with Brett at some point. I think it'd be a good viewing because we're kind of like polar opposites. We've had like a similar path in life. We've both been in and out of prison his whole lives, and he's like a big, violent, aggressive lump, and I'm like a more reserved, quiet, laid back. So I think it'd be a good podcast. It'd be yin and yang. So yeah. But yeah, I've been getting a little bit of stick in the comments. But if you watch one of my videos, you can say what you want. I'm not arrogant enough to think everybody's going to agree with everything that I say. But yeah, it's a violent place in Donny now. And when you're an addict, it's even more violent. It's like, it just comes hand in hand. It's par for the course. And I was watching that Is it 24 hours in police custody or suspect number one? I get them all mixed up. We'll say 24 hours in police custody. I was watching it last night, and there's 3 junkies. And first of all, I was surprised that it wasn't foreigners, because it's usually foreigners, but it was English people. And there was 3 junkies, and they'd attacked some guy for nicking a bank card. And it was all on camera. There was in the lift going up. There was 2 junkies and 1 ginger kid and a woman. And it started off, this guy had been beat to death, and there was a woman giving him chest compression. She phoned the ambulance, and they came to the house and they arrested her because she was on the scene. And what had happened was, and I've seen this a million times, these 3 lads, one of them had a bank card stolen, and out of the 3, it was the other lad who was his mate that stole the card. But in order to get the heat off of him, he said, oh, it's this guy over here, the weak guy, you know, who doesn't want to fight, which is what cowards do. And I've seen it myself. I remember when I was stopping at this kid's house. He was a real hard guy, and his sister was there, and it was me and this other kid, and this other kid had a tenner stolen through the night, and he knew it was either the sister or the tough guy. He knew it was one of them because I wasn't even in the room. But instead, he come after me and said, oh, you've done it, because I weighed about 7 stone. You know, I couldn't find no one. A stiff wind would have blown me over. So he took the coward's way and put it on me. No came of it, but that's what they do. And that's what happened with this. There's 3 of them. One of them nicked the top guy's bank card, took the money, and then to divert a suspicion, he said, oh, it's him over there, the skinny guy. So all 3 of them have gone up in the elevator. They were on camera, you know, showing what they're going to do. And then they've kicked the door in, and they've gone into this guy. And everyone speaks highly of this guy, saying he's a nice kid. You know, he don't want no trouble. He's not a fighter. So these 3 violent bullies have gone in and beat him to death for nicking a bank card, what he didn't even nick. And this poor lass witnessed it all. It was so traumatic that she killed herself a week later. And she was a lovely lass as well, really good looking, had a whole future ahead of her. And because of these fucking 3 knobheads, she killed herself because she couldn't live with the guilt and what she'd seen. And that's what it's like. That's the reality of addiction, you know. You see stuff like that all the time. And anyway, they've caught him, and I was laughing at the ginger kid because he was just there, you know. He didn't take part. It was the other 2 that stamped all over his head and beat him to death and whacked him with a knuckle duster. And he was just there, and he was in the interview room, and you could see he had like ADHD. He was bouncing all over, and he's saying, oh, I didn't do it was them. And he grassed everybody up. And I was thinking at the time, I'm thinking, fucking hell, imagine if he's in prison now, because you get TVs in prison. You didn't used to when I first started getting locked up. But now you get TVs in prison, so if you grass somebody up, and it's on 24 hours in police custody, you know, all the prisoners, whatever wing he's on, they'll all have seen it on TV, and they'll be like, fucking hell, this ginger kid's a grass. And it did, it bubbled everyone up. But I mean, look at it like this. If you were just in a room where 2 violent bullies have beat someone to death, and you're looking at life in prison, and you were just there, would you say what happened, or would you go to prison for the rest of your life? Because that's what happened at the end of it. The lass killed herself. They all got sent to prison, and the ginger kid who bubbled them up, he got out with no charges. The main guy got life, which surprised me. And the little weasel who nicked the bank card, and apparently he was the one hitting him when he was knocked out, he got 13 years. So that kind of surprised me, because usually you beat someone to death in England, you get like 3 years or something. It's ridiculous. But he got lifed off, and he got 13 years. And that's what it's like in the world of addiction, and that's what it's like living in Donny now. And I keep saying, it's just every day, it's ridiculous. There was something last night, an armed siege just down the road from me, about 2 minutes away. All the roads were cordoned off. I didn't really read the full article, I just saw the pictures. I think it was someone to do with a gun. I saw someone get shot in Exthorpe not long ago. I wasn't there, I didn't see it, but somebody sent me the video of the guy on the floor, bleeding out, been shot. And it's crazy. That's what it's like, living in Doncaster now. Unfortunately for me, I'm still here. But yeah, and it does me head in when you see people like Billy Moore, which love Billy Moore. I think he's great. What he does, brilliant. But he came to Donny and he went to the town centre where nothing happens in the town centre. It's all immigrants down there now. There's probably like 5 crackheads and the rest is just immigrants. So nothing ever happens in the town centre. But, you know, it's around. I mean, you saw it in the video with Danny Christie when he went to Stainforth, which is a rough area. I mean, as soon as he got there was, what, 5-10 cars, people jumping out, everybody bouncing all over. Luckily, Danny was well liked, you know, and people were wanting to do photos with him, which, by the way, I've got no against Danny, no against Venice. I like Venice, I like watching his videos, but of course I've had to back Brett because he's from my area, and you know, I don't need to keep waffling on about that. But yeah, he's gone to Stainey, and you could see he was liked there, but could you imagine if he rolled up and he wasn't liked there? You know, he would have got seriously hurt there. But that's what it's like in Doncaster now, unfortunately. It got rated the 2nd most violent place to live in England and the 2nd highest sex crimes as well. So the moral of the story is stay well away from Donny. It's absolutely shit. But anyway, that's the video for today. If you like this video, press the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. March 2, YouTube, March 2.